Hello and welcome to Black and Gold Happy Hour Sports Talk. My name is Mike Florak. I'm here with Coach Mike Haney, his son Santino Haney of Steubenville High School. We're going to talk about our usual black and gold experience here with our fans. We appreciate you all joining in. We're also going to talk about the two great seasons that Santino has had back-to-back in basketball and then football again, just finishing up this past weekend. And we start off with, of course, tonight, or actually tomorrow, we're starting with the Penguins. It's hard to say games are huge in November, but they play the hot Buffalo Sabres, and the Penguins have slipped down to 8th in points in the Eastern Conference with 25 points. There's no such thing as must-wins in November. This is going to be a very important game on Wednesday night for the Penguins against the hot Buffalo Sabres. So we'll continue to follow them. Hope to get our good friend Phil Bork back and talk a little bit more about this good start that the Penguins are off to here in the near future. Also, news with the Pirates. Quickly, the Pirates, the news this past week was that they tendered one-year deals, which were signed by Jack Sawinski and Johan Ramirez, avoiding arbitration for both of those players. A lot of people think, well, Sawinski is this and that, and he's had two up and down years, but remember in 2023 he did hit 26 home runs. So it's worth taking a shot on a lefty for a little bit, give him a little bit more of a chance to see if he can put it back together and possibly have a season like he had a couple years ago. The Steelers, we do have to talk about them, unfortunately. Which team is going to show up against the Bills on Sunday? Another bad loss on Sunday to the Bears. A very winnable game. The Bears are an up-and-coming team, yet unproven. And another loss that seemed like it could have been taken. And I'm going to introduce my old buddy, Mike Haney, who was my high school quarterback, one of my really good buddies growing up. He also had a heck of a career for himself. For those of you who don't know, played college football for 4 years, was an outstanding quarterback at Gavilan Community College in California, and then Whittier. And then he moved on and spent a long time coaching high school football, was a terrific offensive coordinator / quarterback coach here for Big Red, has moved on, and the last several years has been Big Red's basketball coach. But you still got that football blood in you. I know you're still watching. What did you think about that performance of the Steelers on Sunday, buddy?
Wasn't very pretty. It was kind of ugly. Just I thought, with Mason Rudolph in there, just throwing the ball, I thought maybe they would go downfield a little bit more, take a little bit deeper passes. And like I said, the one time they completed 2 passes, it was still 3rd and 5. So they had 2 completions for a total of 5 yards.
Yeah, it's tough to watch, and I'm a Mason Rudolph fan. I don't know if they can win a Super Bowl with him. I think he can do all right. A couple years ago, they got in trouble, turned the season over to him 3 games ago, save our season, get us in the playoffs. He did that, but I think he's totally stymied with this offense the way it is. The Steelers are last. They are dead last in the NFL in completions attempted over 20 yards. That's a bad number. Say last at something, that's bad. And until they turn that around and start to try to take some chances. Now, are you seeing what I'm seeing? You got much better offensive mind than I do when it comes to especially a passing game. They're not taking any shots in the middle of the field.
Nothing.
Am I right or
nothing? I mean, the only time they throw it in the middle is like on a quick slant, but nothing. No digs, like 10, 15 yards downfield, no deep posts, nothing.
Don't even see a guy running a dig route. I mean, you see a guy running a dig route and have him thrown to every series in the NFL.
I know.
And when you have 4 tight ends, and you have Arthur Smith, whose offenses are largely predicated on use of the tight ends, wouldn't you use the middle of the field more?
Yes.
I just don't understand it.
Yeah, especially with play action pass, the way they like to run the ball. Linebackers step up, you can sneak that tight end behind them and, hit it right in the middle. So
especially if you're starting 3 outside linebackers were not playing.
Yes.
Starting 3 linebackers were not playing for the Bears.
Yes.
And they took no advantage of that.
No.
Not even an attempt to do that, which is puzzling again. And it goes back to we try to stay positive here on our Black and Gold Happy Hour, but it's tough. Coach Tomlin's teams do the same things over and over again. Let me ask you this, from an offensive coordinator standpoint. If you're an opposing offensive coordinator, how are you attacking the Steelers defense, and what do you think Where do you think they're not strong at, especially?
I mean, I would attack Joey Porter a lot just because he likes to be handsy and he gets a lot of penalties and stuff like that. You know, gets nosy. You know, I think Jalen Ramsey playing safety is helping him out a little bit. He's doing a good job, you know, covering the middle and stuff. You know, I think, you know, a lot of the team before would always say, you know, when you hear other coaches or players talk about the Steelers, like if you line up trips, they always do the same thing. So it's tough when it's easier for an offense coordinator to game plan something if you're always doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So I think it makes it tough on the defense, kind of like they put Watt always on one side. You know, other guys bounce guys around, move them up inside, outside. Micah Parsons is anywhere on the field. You know, it makes it tough. So
You must have been watching this show and every other show. Talking about JJ Watt staying in the same place. And I think the frustration with him is growing. It's boiling over. You can see some of these guys biting their tongues afterward. I think it was Patrick Queen almost stopped short of saying something about their lack of game planning after the game. Whatever happens from here is going to be interesting because now they've fallen out of first place for the first time and into second place. So if the playoffs started tomorrow, they would not make it. They're going to have to put on a run here. The only two easy games they have left are the Dolphins and the Browns. Well, or I shouldn't say easy. There's no easy games in the NFL. The only teams that are having really bad seasons are the Dolphins and the Browns. Sunday, they've got Josh Allen coming to town with the Bills. That could get ugly if they don't shore some things up defensively. Then they also have the Ravens twice, who are playing really, really well.
playing good now.
Jim Harbaugh, one way or another, he gets them going.
John
Harbaugh. John Harbaugh gets them going one way or another at the end of the season. I don't know how they do it. But the Steelers are going to have to change some things. Philosophically, they just don't make adjustments. This is another game where they lead at halftime 21-17 and come out just totally flat in the second half. I thought the game turned on, and you've a high-ranking coordinator position. You're talking about these things. I thought the game turned when the Steelers had two consecutive possessions that they forced turnovers, including the strip sack by T.J. Watt that was recovered by Nick Herbig for a touchdown, and then subsequently they take the ball down the field, and they have a 4th and short. And I was screaming, kick the field goal. You got your boss.
Right. No
he's
doubt.
the best player because he's the
right.
best kicker in the league.
Right.
I mean, not that they don't have other good players, but he's automatic.
Yes.
Take the points. That would be 3 consecutive drives in a row, reeling off 17 straight points. The Bears, confidence that they're one of the giants of the NFL yet. He's right there. And I think if you take the points, especially on the road, and now you're on a little bit of a roll and you've got them on their heels. Now they're a 2-score deficit, and they've got to start thinking about coming from behind. That's just where I thought another decision that was made by the coaching staff was like, oh, what are we doing here? But I'm going to keep rooting for them. Are you?
Oh, definitely.
How about you, Santino? Who's your team?
I like the Steelers.
You're a Steelers fan? That's great. Yeah, we're glad to hear that. But going to shift some gears now here, and we'll always talk about Steelers, Pirates, and Penguins. That's one of the main thrusts. But I thought it'd be interesting today to talk about one of the tri-state area's outstanding athletes, Santino Haney. Just was named the All-Eastern District quarterback here at Steubenville High School, coming off an outstanding 9-3 season. And I say outstanding because he started off the season 0-2. And tell us, what was that like? What were you guys thinking? Because everybody in town said, oh, this is it. Big Red's had it. Now it's starting to crumble. And we were talking about, I'd host a radio show also. We said, don't sleep on me, And I said, don't sleep on Santino Haney. They're coming back. I said, I guarantee it. You guys made me look good, so thank you for doing that. But what was the move? What were you guys saying?
Coming into the season, we obviously knew the first 2 games would be difficult. Coming with
Ursuline and then
defending Final Four. Ursuline, they were Final Four.
Yeah.
And just knowing the task we had with our hands, and it was difficult. We put up 7 points in 2 games. Can't really do that offensively. I don't even think we had 100 snaps of offense in the 2 games, and it's hard for the defense to play close to 200 snaps of defense and not give up any points.
Sure.
But then I think the turning point was the second half of the Mooney game, and we came back down 14. I just think that was our momentum.
Yeah. And that kind of galvanized your team. And then you had a
Yeah.
couple other comebacks, right? The first playoff game was a
Well,
comeback. Or
no,
were
it
you
was
guys ahead?
the 2 weeks before that. It was
Yeah, okay.
Canisius. Canisius, we were down 14 nothing. Then we were
And this
tied it
is the
up
last game of the
14-14.
season or the next
No, this was
game 9?
This was
Seventh?
about
Week
seven,
seven?
yeah, week
Okay.
7 or 8.
So the playoffs are close to in jeopardy at this
Yeah.
point. You have to come back in this
Mhm.
game too.
So we were down 14 nothing, came back 14-14, and went down 14 more. They were up 28-14, and then we came back, just kept fighting. And I think that was the story of the whole season, just to keep fighting.
Keep
Like we were never out of it. And then at the end of the game, there was a 4th and 20. We got a few penalties, and we lost it down. It was 4th and 20 with 40 seconds left in the
Something
game,
like that, yeah.
and we capitalized and got the first down, and then we ended up scoring and winning the game.
Yeah. You threw a almost miraculous pass. Does that pass and catch have a nickname yet, or is there no one breathed any life into that? We'll have to go back and look at the film and see if we can name that, because that was one of the plays that saved the season, and congratulations to you. But anytime that you start 0-2 and you face that kind of adversity, and then you make this a 9-3 season, go to the playoffs, have a great win in the first round, it's a successful season no matter what anybody says. You're not going to win a state championship every year, not going to win a Super Bowl every year, whatever it is. But when you fight back like that and the odds are against you, there's something to be proud of. And I'm sure you guys are taking a lot from that. I'm sure that's going to resonate with you as you move on now. No rest to basketball, which you have even more accolades from: twice all district last year and your freshman year. So now moving into your junior year here, what can we expect from this team that you guys have?
Although we lost 2 seniors, Aiden Davis and Will Taylor, they really helped us out last year. What did we get? 21-4. 21-4.
Outstanding season, went to the regionals, and was one of the best seasons Big Red basketball has ever experienced. And to try to come back after that is going to be a tall task, but you guys have a lot of experience. How is the experience in football, especially like with the odds against you in the beginning? How do you think that's helped your confidence?
I think it just helped, actually, like the whole football team. I think everybody's confidence, like we all started off down like 0-2. Everybody was thinking we weren't going to win, and then we went down 14-0 the third game. So people were like, it's over. The season can be done right now. The first Big Red football team to go 0-3, and we turned it around and we came back and had a good season. Ended up 9-3, and then I just feel like for basketball, it gives us all the confidence in the world, knowing that if we lose a few games, it's not the end of the world. We know we all played football, and we all know how that feels to come back.
So all of your guys they were all football. How many guys on the roster are football players on the basketball roster?
Probably about 18,
Everyone
everybody
besides
except
two.
for we got JoJo Ray, who played soccer. Landon was a punter, backup punter. Lawrence Luke. Who else? And Jermaine Moore. He didn't play any fall sports, but the other ones all played fall sports too. Wow. They played soccer, golf. Noka Kaika played golf. So we had everybody played except for 2 guys. Nothing in the fall.
So as the coach, as the head basketball coach, how do you work out? How do you plan around that?
You get used to it, here at Big Red, because I've coached football for years and everything. But so you just get used to being in the playoffs. I started my season. We're actually allowed to start tomorrow. The first game you're allowed to have, but I didn't start mine for like a week and a half till December 5th.
Oh, okay. So you push.
I always push it back a little bit.
Yeah. Smart.
We had a scrimmage on Saturday. We had a lot of no football players were there. Scrimmage that. Supposed to have one tomorrow. Canceled that. Now that football's over, we got like 8 practices before we open the season. So gave him today off. He did have rest today. He got today off.
Good for you. Yeah, you look like you're fresh, ready to go. I'm going to brag on Mike here, Coach Mike, for a minute. He and I are the same age, even though I look, Dan, we're going to find my good side one way or another. It might be the back of my head, but okay, radio. My face made for radio. That's a good line, Dan. But Mike and I were the same age. We went all through high school together, football and basketball together. He was a tremendous, all the stories, a tremendous two-sport athlete. Himself was a quarterback, and then one of Catholic Central's all-time best quarterbacks in the Catholic Central Hall of Fame, and also our point guard. So he was leaned on pretty heavily, and that started junior year basically when you were the point guard. And I don't think any of the rest of us on the whole team could even dribble. So you weren't allowed to come out of the game. But that two-sport experience, do you ever as a coach say, God, I wish these guys were here? And then you think like, well, I wasn't. I was playing two sports myself. Do you ever?
No, I never do. I always say, hey, enjoy high school, play as many, sports as you can. And that's the nice thing about being here at Big Red. All the coaches work together. Nobody's trying to, pull someone from another team or anything. So, and I know like now that we start basketball and I love playing basketball. I used to play all summer, all the way till football season. Actually, the game started, and I would stop and then go right into basketball. And, it takes about 3-4 weeks to get your handles down and get in shape. So, like, I know what they're going to go through, and, you see it like dribbling, and guys will dribble the ball out of bounds or throw a ball away. 2 weeks they won't.
Yeah.
And I always remember, like, hey, you got to be patient. They haven't had a ball in their hand for a while. So,
yeah, that's a good point. I do remember, like, when we were juniors, coming right out of football, and then we had to, like, I think the first weekend we had a scrimmage, if I recall. But I didn't feel like you and I lost because we had been playing together since freshman year. And then, of course, playing in the summer, just playing pickup ball at Murphy's Park. And, I mean, I really went there because your mom fed us. Basketball is my third sport. I mean, but I did. I love basketball too. But that kind of, how do you develop that kind of chemistry in the off season with the guys? What do they do to help develop that?
Anymore, there's really no off seasons anymore, So like all summer, we played a bunch of basketball in the summer. We have our own Stonewall Summer Slam. We played down in Wheeling, played in the Toronto League. Went up to this Midwest Live up in Sandusky, that new facility they have. Played some of the top teams around and stuff like that.
Nice.
So, and a lot of our players actually play AAU now too. So, I mean, that helps, even though they're not as a team, but it's just their skill level is getting better and better and stuff. So,
talk about your Summer Slam program. That's becoming really, really well known back here in the Valley. It's a big thing.
Big thing. It's this year was the 36th year of it. Ray Sachs started it out.
You took over how long ago?
18 years ago.
18 years
It's my 18th year as the head coach. So 18
Okay.
years ago, I took that over.
And what all does that involve, Coach?
We have 20 teams come in. Some are local, some from far away. We get hotel rooms. They spend the night and everything. So it's a 2-day
What
tournament.
facilities do they use?
We use Harding's gym. We use both our new and old gym.
So it's all in Steubenville?
It's all in Steubenville. Okay. Yep, we do that.
Good thing for the economy too,
great,
right?
great for the
Eating in
economy. I
restaurants
know a lot of people. The Ville, Naples, they sponsor us. The Ville sponsors us, and we put things out there. Malta's Pizza sponsors us. So Maz gets a bunch of people going down there ordering pizza, and people walk down to Naples to eat and stuff. They all want to go see where Dean Martin ate before and stuff.
Yeah. So those are the top few businesses on your NIL list. But that big news, what did you guys think about that coming out just a couple of days ago in Ohio?
I think it's crazy. I just think it's just crazy. I don't like the college thing. I think all the athletes should get paid, something, but I think it should be like the same at Kent State as it is in Alabama. I don't think anybody should have an upper hand. They're making enough money, all the colleges and NCAA, that they could just give them something to live off of. You know what I mean? I don't think they need to be making millions of dollars.
A couple thousand.
A couple something thousand, to go eat. I know we had guys go to college or something. If your parents aren't sending you money, you're playing sports, you have no time to work.
Right. That's
Kids
right.
are going to movies or going to eat Chipotle, and you can't go because you don't have enough money to buy. I don't think that's right.
Well, on top of it, whether or not you have studying to do, you still have to be at study tables too.
Yes.
So you're talking about a 5 at least hour a day, 6 hour day. You throw in weight training, whatever. Commitment by student athletes that don't have time, like you said, to work and make money. So it's not fair.
if it's a 5-hour day, they're lucky because I think that, you know.
Well, I mean, I'm not counting the time in class.
No, I'm
Yeah.
talking about besides the class.
Yeah.
They get up in the morning, they got to go eat, you know,
Yeah.
work out, and they watch film, and they have
Yeah.
practice, and they have, you know,
Yeah, there's film study
and
too.
it's, you know, it's constant, it's a job, you know what I mean? So it's not like you just, you know, years ago, you know, back when we were in high school, you'd play and practice, watch a little bit of film, and that was
Right.
it. But nowadays, you know, it's 365 too.
And talk about like the difference. I think like I'm noticing like with my son, and he's 10. He's playing every sport: flag football, football, basketball, travel baseball, baseball.
Yeah.
You know, he's doing the whole thing. But it seems like if you could go back, I don't think they're spending any more time than you and I did. Just everything's structured now.
Yes.
Is it pretty accurate?
That's true because I mean, you know, even living on Pleasant Heights,
Right.
like, you know,
Yeah, there was
20 of
there
us
was
on
20
Pleasant
guys.
Heights, yes. So I
out
mean,
there
every
playing
day we would
every
go,
day,
we'd
yeah.
play football, we'd play tackle football, and
Yeah.
it was basketball season, and we would go to shovel snow off of Murphy's, you know, the court and play. When we played baseball,
Right.
you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it was just constant. You just played all the time, but you know, you
There's
ride
no
your bike to
pickup
someone's
games.
house or something like that. Yeah, now you go by parks, you never see 10 guys out there in a pickup game.
No pickup games, but it's structured. So they
Everything's
are
structured.
doing everything.
Yes.
And I think that's just a reflection of society. It's more hands-on, but there's also, you know, the safety factors. You just can't leave your kids anywhere.
Right.
I would never let my 10-year-old son go down the street and play without my wife or me supervising or being there unless the other parents were there. You know, like we would, you know, we'd run around. I mean, when you were 14, you guys started getting rides over to West End when we all went to school. We're all at Chopper's house, whatever. No one knows.
Yeah, nobody knew where it was. Yeah, nobody knew. You just got home at nighttime.
Yeah. So things are a lot different. But so Santino, you started, you know, you're watching your dad coach, and you become aware of, you know, how good of an athlete he was, what a passion this is for him. Take us back to how you first started getting interested and involved in sports.
I would say ever since I was 4 years old.
I remember.
Water boy,
Right out of diapers, he became my ball boy.
basketball, football, those sports. I was there at every game, home and away, on the bus rides. I would just say seeing all the guys and like wishing to be like them and like want to play. Like I would always be like, I want to play right now. And just like now that I'm in high school, I realize like it really does go by fast. Like it feels like
Yes, sir.
yesterday I was a freshman in high school, but
Yeah.
Junior year.
Yeah.
Really,
Now all of a sudden, so your dad coaching you, and I know like he's hard nosed. First thing I think of, like when anyone mentions his name, did you go to Haney? Yep. What do you think? What was Haney? Competitor, just fierce competitor. That's the first thing I always think of. How did he pass along to you? How did you guys balance? And you can answer this maybe first, Coach. How did you balance the father-son relationship compared to the coach?
I mean,
Or is it pretty much meld together?
It's all kind of together, but I mean,
Yeah.
my thing is, you know, that like you said, I'm like hard nosed about stuff, but I just like to see people hustle and play hard. You know what I mean? So if you don't play hard, don't hustle.
That was you.
That,
Yep.
I got problems, and you know,
Sure.
people say, "Well, coach don't like me." Well, I don't like lazy. You know, anybody that's lazy
Right.
on the court. You know what I mean? So he's always worked hard. You know, from AAU on when he was, you know, second grade edge basketball. We started his first grade year. He always played hard. You know, he made dumb mistakes. I would yell at him. You know, so that's all always. But you know, as long as you play hard, I can live with everything else.
Yeah. That's
You know, hustle, play hard.
that's a great
And
philosophy.
share the
That's
ball.
fair.
Share the ball. Don't be a ball hog.
That's fair. You know, play hard and not give the coach any problem. Be a leader. You're looked at as a leader. You know, you're a guard. You're the quarterback, just like your dad was. So those are leadership positions. You're calling out all the plays. From your standpoint, Santino, what's the discourse like? Do you ever say like, "Dad's on me again," or whatever? You know, or it's my dad. I gotta please my dad. I gotta please my coach and my dad. Now you got a double whammy because you got twice as much expectations on you. How do you feel about those things?
I would just say, like, growing up, I always saw how hard he was on, like, the best player, like, who it was, like, Chris Smith. He was one of the best players on that team, and he was always really hard on him. Like, I got to see how hard he was being on him, and I was like, that's what it's going to be like whenever I get in high school. Like, he's going to be harder on me because I'm his son and all that. But just knowing that no matter what, if I just play hard, I mean, all you can do is play hard. Shots won't fall sometimes, but just knowing that I
Yeah.
tried as hard as I could, just knowing that.
Sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, so then you decide you're gonna become a quarterback, and you're talking to Dad about, what do I have to do to make myself better? Was there ever a time where you felt like he was pushing you too hard, or you wish he would push you in a different way because you're his son, and it was just different than having one of the guys on the team?
No, not really. I've always just been really thankful that he has as much knowledge that he does
Yeah.
about football and basketball.
Got a coach in
especially,
the house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's awesome. Because I've got this thing where my son, I'm coaching him in flag football and baseball and everything, and we got to a point when I told him, he started asking questions when he was 7. I don't know where this came from, but he said, "Oh, I want to play in college. What do you want to play? Oh, I like football and baseball." Okay, well, I'm going to tell you what you need to do.
Right.
I understand it fairly well, but I'm going to be hard on you at certain times, and I don't know any other way to do this.
Right.
You're going to do the things I tell you, and I'm not going to waste any time arguing with you.
Right.
Okay? So we got to a point a couple times where he started to work on getting off the tee and doing those kind of things. And I'm saying, okay, well, you got to do this. And one day we're out in the driveway, and he's said, well, you got to do, I don't remember what it was, do this with my hands. And he said, I don't think I want to do that. I don't want to do that. I said, okay, I'm done. I'm going upstairs. I'm not going to coach. I'm done. I want you to do what I say. I'm walking, starting to go upstairs. Wait a minute. Come back. That happened twice. Since then, it has not happened at all.
Right.
And he listens to I'm very blessed that he listens to everything that I say. And he's been a great kid about it. Did you guys ever have on a point like that where there was he touched you a little bit?
I mean, not really. I mean, we would started COVID, but he always had a basketball in his hand, football, whatever.
Yeah.
I said, I feel bad, thinking about Christmas. I don't think he's ever got a real game gift besides a ball.
What
It's
else
always
is
like
there?
a ball.
What do you mean? I thought those were.
I know. I mean, never got him
If
like
my
a
wife's watching,
Legos
we've
or
been doing this
anything
wrong
like
for
that.
10
I mean, I don't think he knows how to even put a Lego together. So he's like me. So, but
Good man.
yeah. So COVID came and he's like, I want to shoot. And he was loved Kobe Bryant. So he
That's
wanted
who
to
my son loves too.
Yeah. So we said, all right. So we would go and we would shoot, every day and he tracked his makes. We don't track shots because you can shoot 100,000 shots. If you don't make any, we're good. So he made during that COVID time, it was 6 months, whatever it was, and he made 25,000 makes.
Wow.
Yeah, and this was COVID was what?
Sure.
21.
20.
So,
20,
20.
yeah.
So about what?
Yeah.
6 years ago. Yeah. So he was probably what?
5th or 6th grade.
Sixth grade. So, but he had it on his, and he wanted to do it. Sometimes we would shoot if he was, didn't take it hard, do it, and I would do the same thing. I'm not wasting my time or your time. Let's just go home and then we'll do it another day. The same thing. No, we'll do it. And he did it. He worked hard. So,
Yeah. So you never tested him?
No, not really.
You don't have anything planned in the back of your head?
No, he might have it. That's why he's lifting all the time.
Well, hey, old man strength goes a long
Yes,
way. Remember that.
Yeah, they got to take it sometimes. I don't sleep much.
That's right. Yeah. I know how proud your dad is of you, your mom, and everybody, like all of us, his old buddies. We all follow you very closely. We're looking forward to this basketball season next year with football, and then as you go on and playing college someday. Now, Mike, you played in college. I played in college. Santino, you're looking to play in college. I want to finish the program today as we normally do with recruiting advice. So I've got the whole dynamic of situation here. Okay, Mike Haney has gone through this as an athlete himself. He's gone through this as a coach, helping your players get into college. You spent some time coaching it. Did you coach at college for a year, a couple of years?
I coached,
So you recruited.
I did GA.
Yes,
I was a GA,
you were
and I was
GA,
the guy that used to, when I would I played in Europe, and then I'd come home and GA. So when I was GA, and I was the guy taking everybody, since I went to school there, I would take them on campus and
Okay.
do that. So yeah, I did
Yeah.
the recruiting.
Yeah, social director.
Yes.
Yeah, you were a great social director. but you've seen this from all sides, okay? Here's one of the things that I've thundered about when I've been asked, since I've been out, and It's been 15 years since I've been a coach at the college level. But I always say play, like you said it earlier, play as many sports as you can. Santino, what do you think some of the benefits are as far as the practices for football and how it helps you be a better basketball player?
I would just say like football, like AAU, whenever I go travel, like anywhere, I notice that I'm more physical than most of the other guys.
Okay.
And I think that's for football. And like he even noticed it, like whenever I was in 8th grade, I was like 5'7", and I'd be like one of the shortest guys on the court. But I'd come down with a rebound over a guy who's like
Yeah.
6'3", just because I'm stronger than him from football, from lifting. And like most of the guys don't even try to lift anymore.
Yeah.
Like basketball players, they're just basketball only.
Wow.
And that's all they do. Like
Huh.
no other sports.
So the physicality and how about the mentality too, a little bit, because you're used to, let's face it. I mean, football is a physical sport. You get hit in the mouth. Let's hit the other guy in the mouth. He's going to hit me in the mouth.
Mhm.
You're going to hit in the mouth sometimes by accident in basketball.
Mhm.
How does that help you say, I'm going to get up? It's no big deal, is it?
Yeah, it's not as big.
Whereas
of a
other
deal.
guys might be like, oh my God, my.
I would say it's not as bad because going through football, I've been hit, especially this year. Like, I've never been hit.
He took a couple this year.
I've been hit, but
You
I've
took
never.
a couple.
Yeah.
A couple of my fault. I'm sorry.
But like I never, like 8th grade, 7th and 8th grade, I got hit a few times, but like it wasn't against a senior, it was against somebody in my grade. Now I'm going against juniors and seniors, and even last year I played, I got hit a few times playing as a sophomore, just going against guys that are older than me, not just the guys that are the same age as me.
Sure. And you, as a young player, you're all Eastern District in basketball. Then you come out and repeat it with another great year last year. When you're going to have that target on your back, how does that make you feel, knowing you're kind of a marked man and the other team's game planning for you?
I would just say it makes me feel like I would have to work harder, just
Mhm.
knowing
It's a
that,
good motivator.
and get in shape, because if I run around the whole time and just make the guy who's guarding me tired, it's hard for him to guard me.
Yeah, that's a great philosophy there. Coach, when you're talking to other kids that, that I'm sure they ask you for advice, some of them say, I want to play something in college. It may not even be basketball, it may not even be football. What are the things you tell them about playing multiple sports?
I just think, multiple sports, it just helps you, just the team aspect and the competition.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, if you look at all the articles in, Notre Dame, Ohio State, you talk about who they recruit, 85% of them guys are multi-sport guys, and they say they like, that. And you get into real life in the business world, in that people want to hire athletes because they show up. They show up when they don't feel good. They show up on time, if not early, because you can't be late. You play sports, you come in late. The one guy in the NFL showed up late for a meeting. He's been out 2 weeks. He's on the practice squad now. You learn. If you're a slow learner, you don't make them money.
Right. But as an athlete, you're used to that.
Athlete, you're used to it, and you're used to adversity. Like your football team, I think adversity helps you build character. You know what I mean? They were resilient, and I think I talked to Reno after a game. Hey, the Canisius game. Like, hey, these guys are resilient. They don't give up. He said it'll carry over, to the next sport. It'll carry over when they go to college and later in life. They just keep fighting.
Yeah, and you talk about Reno and you and your style and just the way that we were raised, with Coach Manny and Coach Bain and Coach D'Angelo, everybody that Coach Walensky, all those guys that we played for, and of course Post 33, and you're related to the Vaqueros and Andrew Caro and everybody. It was discipline, and you better be able to take criticism.
Oh yeah.
Like how important, and it's constructive criticism, but a lot of people can't take that.
Right.
When you're a two-sport athlete, you're in so many practices, you're bound to get criticized. You're bound to fail because you're just doing that many reps and going through that many practices. Talk about how those guys are a little bit more, wanting to get better, wanting to have some feedback and criticism.
Right. I mean, guys who want to be great take the criticism. You know what I mean?
Right.
They want to learn. They want it. Average player, below average players, they don't like the criticism. Someone else's fault. They point at someone else. So, you know, we're lucky that a lot of these guys are like multi-sport guys. A lot of the
Sure.
guys we have want to go play college. So they're used to, you know, getting constructive criticism and stuff, you know, just, you know, like we always say, film don't lie. Watch it on film. Like, hey, I did this. No, you didn't. You know, it's right here on film. You didn't do this. That type of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So yeah, as you move forward to this, now you've got a little bit of time off. I wouldn't say off. You're going to be back at practice tomorrow, refocusing on this year, this basketball season, hitting the ground running, expecting to have another great year, turn over again in the fall football, and then a senior year in basketball. Finish the sentence for me. I'd be happy with my high school career
If we won a state championship or even a regional championship, just I think like we all want to win. In this year football, made it to the regional final, got met with Watterson, who is probably going to win the state championship in Division III.
Yeah.
And then I think basketball last year, we all had that bad taste in our mouth from Hartley. We didn't really give him our best shot. We had 2 days off, but
One day.
but
Played Sunday night and Tuesday.
Yeah.
evening.
But I just feel
serious
like
adversity.
we want to win a championship no matter what it is, regional or state.
And then what, Santino? What would make you happy after that?
Going to play college basketball or football, whatever opportunity I get.
Keeping your options open, very good. You know, you never know what's going to present itself, and you never know how you're going to take off in a certain sport, or a coach is going to take a liking to you and just say, "Man, this is my guy. I want this guy for whatever." You know, whatever it is. And I just applaud you guys for the relationship that you have. It's been very much fun to watch you. We're looking forward to watching this next year and a half. And you guys are doing a great job being great examples. And now you hear it here because we give this recruiting advice at the end of the program. Play as many sports as possible. Keep playing. Stay active. You have taken how many days off since football? This is before you started basketball. One. Okay, so you get 1 day off. And on Thursday, you're going to eat some turkey, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So you get maybe 2 days off.
No, we practiced Thursday morning. We only got 8 days.
Well,
We only got
yeah,
8 days for our first
okay, you
game.
gotta
So
run that,
everybody
yeah.
else been 30 days in, so we
Yeah.
got to catch up.
You fill it back up with pie and turkey,
That's
right?
all.
So take that to heart, because we always talk about our, you know, what can you do to further yourself if you want to play at the next level? Because many kids that play at the high school level start to think about that, but it's only 7 to 10% that get a chance to go on.
It's like 3%.
Well, I mean,
Level.
that actually try to play. You know what I mean?
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So those opportunities are there if you try to go after them. If you let them pass you by and you say, this is something I think is too hard, or something that, you know, I'm gonna be too busy and that kind of stuff, then stop thinking about that. You have to stop thinking about that.
Right.
You can do this, and you can probably find a place to play if you try hard enough. There's many junior colleges out there and those things.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I think, you know, everybody growing up, I mean, when I was St. Anthony's quarterback, I wanted to go to Notre Dame and play. You know what I mean? But you got to be realistic at some point and be like, hey, I got an offer to play somewhere.
Right.
You know, it doesn't matter D1, D2,
Yeah.
D3, NAIA, junior college.
Go where they want you.
Go where they want you.
Yeah.
I always tell him, go where you're wanted. You know what I mean?
That's it.
They can tell you all kind of stuff, but if they
That's
don't want
best.
you and they don't really give you any time of day, don't go there. But if you go D3, they don't have, you know, scholarships. But all of a sudden you go there, you're getting a grant and aid, you're getting this, getting that. It's not called a scholarship, but you're not paying as much if you just went to school there. And that's what kids got to understand.
Yes, and that's a good point, because I spent time coaching Division III. I spent 3 years
Yeah, well,
out of my 17 years as a college coach. I spent 3 years at the Division III level, and I could advocate with our admissions people, say, hey, we need to trim a little bit more off this price tag for this guy because I really want him. And they would work with you.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then you have to have that coach advocating for you, because if the coach has a voice and he's respected at that institution, they'll be able to work that way.
there's no doubt.
And whether it's the best thing you said, I think it was the best thing anybody said on this show. Go where they want you. Go where the love is,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
that's what you have to do, because bottom line is You want to,
Yeah.
and I hate to say this because I taught communication courses at the college level for 19 years. You're going to get a good education at most of those places,
Right.
right?
Right.
I mean, they're all, you know,
Yeah.
they're accredited. They're all this.
Right.
Some of the
Yeah.
networking's better. You know, if
Yeah.
you have an MBA from Harvard Business School, you're going to do pretty well.
They're
Okay.
pretty good, right?
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, you
Yeah.
get a degree, you get a degree. You want these next 4 years of experience or 5 years or whatever it is to go travel, go make new friends, compete more,
Yes.
see how good that you can get, and take those memories into the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and that's what you know, we all hope from you. What else? How are you guys going to spend the holidays?
You know, a lot of family.
Your mom's cooking up a huge
Yeah.
feast, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Cleaning
Other than
first. We got to do all the cleaning. Cleaning for the cooking, and the cooking should be cooking. We got about 40 people coming over.
Wow,
So
wow.
we got like 4 turkeys cooking. So
All,
we'll be
all the
eating a lot.
Sassinis from Fallins being
All the
coming out,
falls.
yeah.
Yep.
So Fallins, there will be no traffic down by my house. 'Cause all the
Exactly.
Sassinis
So
are
I'll be over.
That's great to hear. It's always fantastic to spend time with you guys. Really appreciate you being here. Wish you all the luck and success in the world. Keep up the great work. And we'll be back next week on Black and Gold Happy Hour Sports Talk. Looking forward. Pretty soon we're going to have Greg Brown back with us. We'll have Phil Bork, the old 2-9er, with us sooner or later. Stay tuned for some announcements. And you heard it here about the recruiting advice. Go where the love is. Play as many sports as you can. Experience all the things that you can do. And, you know, we would love to keep talking about this. Give us your feedback. Like us, follow us on Facebook. We're Facebook Live right now. Dan, still? All right. So we didn't mess up too much. You know, we got to do something to mess up. I need to knock this over and spill this. But like us, please follow us. And most of all, follow God, follow the dreams that he puts in your heart, and you won't go wrong. We'll see you next time here on Black and Gold Happy Hour Sports Talk.